The chair recognizes the gentleman from Colorado.
In education, Mr. Speaker, oftentimes textbooks cost hundreds of dollars for each student. Now, sometimes that money has to come from the family. Sometimes the school or the district might have some old dog-eared textbooks, outdated and of different versions. I've been to a number of classrooms where the teacher has to say your assignment, if you have this version, is to read page 33 to 35. If you have this version, it's 36 through 38. If you don't have any version, here's a few copies in front that we'll give to you. That gets in the way of a quality education, both from an access standpoint, from a reinforcing economic disparity standpoint, as well as preventing our students from having access to the most up-to-date textbooks and available information. In an effort to address this issue, what my amendment would do is create an allowable use of funds for awarding grants for the creation and distribution of open source textbooks and open educational resources. The open source movement in general is sweeping the country with regard to available education and other areas. My amendment allows funds to be used for the creation and distribution of open source educational resources and textbooks at the K-12 level to bring cost savings to school districts, cost savings to families, and quality enhancements and educational enhancements to those districts, those schools, and those states that embrace this utilization of the funds. Many states and districts are already beginning to embrace this concept to save costs and improve the quality of their educational content in tight budget times. My amendment would simply allow them to use existing federal funds to boost these cost savings even more in innovative districts and states that have chosen to embrace the open source textbook movement. I reserve the balance of my time.
Reserves the balance of his time. For what purpose does the gentleman from Indiana seek recognition?
I rise to claim time in opposition, although I'm not opposed to the amendment.
Without objection, the gentleman from Indiana is recognized for 5 minutes.
I thank the chair, and again, I thank Mr. Polis for this amendment. The amendment simply clarifies that states may use, again, at their choosing, their funds under the local academic flexible grant to create or distribute open source education resources. This is a good thing. This grant is designed to be used to support the activities the state and local school districts believe are important to their students. If open source material is what is best for them, they should be able to use the funding to support that activity. This is in line with the spirit and themes found throughout the Student Success Act. Again, I thank the gentleman for his leadership in offering it. I urge my colleagues to support it and the underlying bill. And with that, I yield back.
The gentleman from Indiana yields back the balance of his time. The gentleman from Colorado is recognized.
By supporting my amendment, Congress could voice its support for the growing academic open source community and for encouraging cost-reducing, quality-enhancing innovation in the content that's available for students across the country. I encourage my colleagues to support Amendment 117, the Open Education Resources Amendment, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman from Colorado yields back the balance of his time. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Colorado. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.